Welcome, I'm Rabbi Phil Bressler of Beit Am in Corvallis, Oregon. This is the daily summary video for the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch Yomi Daily Halakha Learning Project, covering the passage from Sivan 145, Seif 21, to Sivan 146, Seif 4. You can find links to the Hebrew and English text of this passage and to the calendar of upcoming passages in this video's description. We're going to wrap up talking about marriage. More generally, we're going to get into some of the specifics of the wedding day and the ceremony itself soon enough. There's a few more seifim here in Siman 145 about, from the male perspective, really, from the Kitzur's point of view, the only significant one. Stuff about how you should stay away from a woman that you're not supposed to marry at all, worry about whether she's cheating on you, because obviously control of her body is what's important, not, her agency or your marriage, and don't marry someone immodest or quarrelsome. You got to marry off your children ASAP so they aren't tempted into prostitution or to thinking lewd thoughts. You got to make sure your wife isn't the least bit intimate with other men. You can't trust those women, am I right? And the only slightly redeeming bit here, as you can tell, I'm really struggling to contain my disdain here. This point, the point isn't actually to constantly and strictly supervise your wife and children. That's actually considered sinful. That's not actually what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to apparently extend a degree of trust about this kind of thing, while also not allowing absolute freedom, apparently. So finally, each wedding celebration, and I think this is actually useful, and we see this played out in other areas of halakha as well. Each wedding celebration should be given its own due. The Kitzur's example is two siblings who are getting married at the same time shouldn't combine weddings into one. We don't combine our simchas together, and that includes with holidays and things like that. We give Shabbat holidays each its own due, and in fact, weddings get a whole week, as we'll talk about a little later on. Siman 146 covers the custom for a bride and groom to fast on their wedding day up until the ceremony. The idea is that this is such a positive mitzvah, getting married, that combining getting married with a penitential fast is really powerful for atoning for your sins. There might be some tension here, as it's considered fortuitous to get married on those days that are not Yom Tov but are still kind of happy days. The Kitzur lists some examples where they shouldn't fast, and some others where they should, even though you might not otherwise take on a voluntary fast. A bride and groom should do that. Weddings are joyful, but at the same time, very serious events. The celebration afterwards can get pretty wild. If you've ever been to a Jewish wedding, irrational exuberance is the kind of name of the game. And we'll discuss celebrating at a wedding in a couple of days, but the ceremony itself should only be undertaken with really completely pure intentions and clarity of mind. That's all for today. As always, our learning is dedicated to Rabbi Shlomo Gansfried, the author of the Kitzur, and the historic Jewish community of Uzhhorod, Ukraine. We'll see you tomorrow.